Hey, this is Doug. I am the host of the Nice Guys on Business podcast, and I think Strick is Strick, are you still here?
I'm still here, yes.
Oh, that's good. Well, hey, did you know that we have a Patreon account?
And I can stay here as long as people can donate just a little bit to the Patreon account, yeah.
Patreon.com/nice guys. We are 100% funded by you all. Isn't that funny?
It is funny, but we really appreciate it. And for as little as $1 or $2 a month, you guys can help support the show.
Thanks for supporting the show. Patreon.com/nice guys. Hey, Strick, have you ever thought about starting a podcast?
Oh, man, what a great idea. You know, over 1 billion people listen to podcasts.
There is a lot of money out there.
You know, and when you do a podcast, people see you as the expert in your field.
You can cast a wider net. I love fishing. You actually cast a wider net. Yeah, actually grow a community of fans that will promote you.
Well, you know what's cool? People listen in their car, in their house, while they're cooking. You know, they just do it when they're doing other things. So, like, you can get all over the country, everywhere. I mean, it's kind of an amazing idea.
This sounds like a commercial for Turnkey Podcast. Is that what this is?
It kind of does. So Funkin' fans, if you guys have ever thought about starting your own podcast, but you're like, I have no idea what the hell to do. We know what the hell to do, and we can help with that.
Yeah, we can do it. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to create a unique season of podcasts just for you. We handle all the production, all the technical stuff, the hosting, the voiceover guy like Steve-O, and we might even get Steve-O to do it for you too. And we deliver the final product to you.
No, it's amazing. And you really need this to become viewed as the expert in your field, whatever field that may be. And we can even help you with exactly what questions to ask, what questions to answer, and all the great things to make you the expert in your field.
We're going to support you right from podcast launch day. Even before that, when we're putting all the stuff together, we're going to help you with the launch. We're going to help you sell more of whatever it is that you sell. So if you're a product or a service, or if you're a big box, or if you're regional or national or international, fame and fortune can be yours.
Except in Dubai. We don't speak Dubanese.
Oh, that's true. We don't.
We can't help with that.
Here's all you need to do. All you need to do is show up. Oh, well, you got to pay us too, because that's a part of the process too.
Details.
Yeah, those are the details. If you click on the show notes, we're going to include a link, and it's going to be, what is it? What's on the link? It's like 12 reasons why podcasting is primed for you to sell more of what you do.
It's a really cute infographic, and it shows you why you should be podcasting. Click on that. You get that for free, and then we can talk more.
All right. Turnkeypodcast.com. You're the expert. Let us help you prove it.
That's a great tagline.
That is a great tagline.
Yeah, this episode's not going to suck like the last 100 or so. This one's going to rock with the Nice Guys on Business.
Okay, that's enough. Let's move on here.
Oh, you really don't want to spend any time on that topic at all.
Well, it wasn't going anywhere. I mean, if we had someplace to go with it, I would stick with it, but
Okay. All right, fine.
The Nice Guys on Business Podcast. These go to 11. Need an education on how to grow your business? The Nice Guys are here to help. Learn about great customer service, networking, and how just being nice can help you prosper. Now, here are your hosts, Doug Sandler and Strickland Bonner.
Hey, Funkin' fans, welcome back. My name is Strickland Bonner. On the other side of the microphone, Mr. Doug Sandler. It is Thursday.
I am loving being here on Thursday. Strickland, if I'm looking at, can we just go to, before we get into the topics, I know we have a big carryover. It's almost like we have rollover topics from Tuesday's episode.
Exactly.
I want to chat for a second, just a really quick second, about the fact that our fans are just so ridiculously amazing.
I know, right?
I mean, we are now, let's see, today is Thursday. We are now almost 20 days in, including the weekends, which traditionally had not been great download days. We are now, I think, over 20 days that we have had download counts of over $1,000. $1,000, that would be great. 1,000 downloads a day, even the weekends.
Uh-huh. But like during the week, we're more like 3,000 downloads a day now. Yeah. It's crazy.
So we're going to have probably close, maybe even 80,000 downloads in the month of May.
That'd be insane.
Strick, we're going to beat on the door of 1 million downloads by the end of the year. We hit 500,000 last month. Thank you, Funkin' fans, Nice Guy community. Amazing, amazing, amazing. We are going to be over 1 million fucking downloads. What happens at 1 million? What explodes at 1 million? Something has got to happen.
Hang on one second.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, so Funkin' fans, listeners, this was technically not a technical problem, but we had to cut and Okay, this is a lesson.
Fine.
You know what?
Strickland's having client problems. He's having client problems.
I should not answer the fucking phone. It's all about focusing on what you're doing. And what I'm doing right now is recording a podcast with my friend, Doug. I shouldn't have answered the goddamn phone.
Yeah, with Strick, we have a better relationship than that. You can interrupt the relation. You can interrupt the podcast record to go to answer a phone if it's an emergency. Now, the question that I would say is, and maybe let's open this up to the Funkin' fans that are out there. If you get a phone call and you're in the middle of something and you don't recognize the number, my first instinct is, I don't recognize the number. I'm just not going to answer it. And now I understand that in your particular case, you have other things that are going on in your world that you might not know everybody that's going to be calling you. So you answer the phone thinking it was going to be somebody that was on the other end of the phone that really, really needed you for something that you would consider an emergency for you.
Yeah,
this
and I was
to be
worried.
A phone
That
call.
was the only reason I answered is because I thought it might have, there was a situation that I thought might have been an emergency, and it wasn't. It totally wasn't.
I get it. Well, if you take a moment and you go back and listen to the
you know what I just realized?
Yeah, what?
The people that we're talking about, they probably are listeners. I really should be nicer about it.
Oh, wait.
I mean, it's not their fault. They had no idea what I was doing. It's my own goddamn fault that I answered the phone in the first place. You know what,
Strickland? I think that they're valuable fans of the show. They understand how the show works, and you know what? If they've done something that they were just calling, they just needed your help, and you did a very good job of helping them. And I'd say that is a. In my world, you were just being a mensch. Okay?
There you go. That's it. So let's move on to more important things like other topics.
Already talked about the fact that...
Yeah, we get a lot of downloads. We're good.
We got a lot of downloads. Thank you for all the downloads. 80,000 in the month of May. In the month of May, we're going to... That is our goal month of May. 1 million by the end of the year. And just even saying that gives me goosebumps. I can't believe it. Okay. Let's spin the wheel. Let's do it. I don't even remember where we left off on Tuesday. We had so many episodes, topics that we did not cover on Tuesday.
I know. And we're actually going to start with the one that I teased last on Tuesday. What is our nice guy value proposition, and what do we want in exchange?
All right. Let me tell you how this originated, okay? I'm selling podcast space on the C-Suite Radio Network. You know this, right?
Yep.
Okay. So, when you first launch something, there is a huge amount of chatter in the community that goes on, and it's great, and that's wonderful. And the novelty of that, at some point, not that the novelty needs to wear off, but it needs to be replaced by something else when it does start to subside. Meaning, it's not just all about the launch. The launch is coming. It's going to be great, and it was a great launch, and the network is an amazing network. But now we're past that original round of, inside target people that are going to listen to you no matter what you say because they're your friends and they're the people that are potentially interested. Now we're getting to that fringe group that has never heard of us. They have no idea who we are. And they're just looking at this as, hey, are you just trying to reach in my pocket and sell me something? Are you selling me something? So the way that this came up was because I had a conversation with some of the management at C-Suite about... we really have to have, or I didn't even know. Are you familiar with the term value proposition?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm not intimately familiar with it. I have an idea of what it's all about, but I've never actually gone into the details of it.
So at a certain point, when you get past that, hey, just do this because you trust me and you know me, you have to now create it can't just be fluff. There's got to be some substance. There's got to be some meat on the bones. And so I have run into this dry spell of selling where it's been a while since I've closed a deal for the network in a way that I feel like would be conducive with sharing what our true value is to the people that are looking at the network. And then it started having me think about, what is our value proposition as the Nice Guys on Business? What is our value proposition as C-Suite Radio Network? It's whatever that is, what value that we're providing to people that would be investing in the network and wanting to be a part of it. And there's got to be some reality there. What is the value? What are we actually offering to the people that listen to our show? What do we offer them? I mean,
it's very interesting because I think our original value proposition was we're going to offer business tips, and for small business owners, entrepreneurs, people who are getting ready to start a business, because we have a lot of experience with that. And then it is merged into, we're doing interviews with other people who have more business advice to offer. And it's really merged into a lot more entertainment and a lot less business tips. I think we still give business tips, but we don't focus on that. So our value proposition right now, I think, is entertainment with some business tips mixed in.
Okay, so that's what we're offering. What do we get in return? What are we able to, how do we capitalize on that?
So here, I think, is our original, what we were expecting in return, is we were expecting to find advertisers who would find our listeners interesting, that would want to sell products to small business owners or entrepreneurs. And that didn't really happen. And so now I think we're basically, at least the consciously or unconsciously, I think the path that we're taking right now is we're offering value to our fans, and we're asking you all to donate to say how much you appreciate it. In other words, go to Patreon and donate a couple bucks.
And I'm not saying that doesn't work. And
well,
that's
it hasn't
not
worked that well yet. I mean, we've been doing it for a couple of months, and we don't even have $100 yet.
Okay, so $100.
Well, no, let's think about this. We are right now getting about 3,000 downloads an episode. That's crazy, right?
Okay.
So let's say, hypothetically, I've got podcasts that I subscribe to and that I don't listen to often or don't listen to at all sometimes. I just haven't gotten around to unsubscribing. So let's hypothetically say that half the people that download are not listening. I think that's pretty conservative. I would like to believe that there are many more than half listening, but let's just take the low end, right? Let's say 1,500 people are listening. And let's say out of them, maybe some of them only listen, one a week or two a week. Okay, great, whatever, right? But on Patreon, we're asking for
but wait a second. Hold on. Before you go there, though, I don't want to talk about what we are asking for. What I want to ask is, what are they wanting from us?
Well, I'm hoping they want entertainment and business advice, and I think we're doing that. But the question is, are we not doing it well enough? I don't know.
No, I think we do. I think what we do is what we do. I don't think I don't think we actually need to change what we do. I don't think that that's even the avenue that we're going down. But I think the approach that we need to take is, what is it that our listening audience, that our Funkin' fans, that our nice guy community, Funkin' fans being the hardcore nice guy community members, what is it that we can offer that they would be interested in? So we've amassed this pretty cool audience that's out there. And you guys that are listening right now, you are that audience. We just have no idea. And I don't think that that's unusual. I really don't. I don't think it's unusual that we're in this position. I think that we're probably in the best position that you could possibly be in. We're in, I can't remember, who was the guy that came on the show? Joe Paluzzi, right? Wasn't that his name? Content Marketing Inc. So Joe Paluzzi comes on the show. He's like, don't worry about what your customers want. She said, just do what you do. Just be that person. And then when you have followers, when you have people that are following you, whatever you do, find out what it is that they want.
Well, but we've been trying to do that. I mean, maybe we need to do it again. I don't know. Maybe when we only had 1,000 downloads an episode, we asked and we didn't have the right people. Now that we've got 3,000, we need to ask again. It's like, what is it that you guys, the listeners, what do you want from us? Like, the first thing we ask is, okay, what do you like and what don't you like, right? So there's, first of all, what can we specifically do better on the show? But then there's also, what things do you want that we could help provide for you?
Well, I think that that's part of what our value proposition is. What is it that we have that is of value? We know a couple things. The first thing that we know is that we have recorded nearly 400 episodes of this show. So we know, forget the content of our show. Okay, we're fucked up. We know that. we Strick and I, you can agree to this part, right, Strick? I mean, we pretty much, this is a fuckery in action, and we appreciate the fact that we actually do this. But this is us. This is how our personality is. Listen, if you just listen to the show for the technical merit of the show, okay, so we're fucked up on the technical side too, Strick. That's a bummer. I'm going to blame this on you, Strick.
We're not fucked up on the technical side. We're fine on the technical side. It's all good.
Just kidding. I'm kidding. The production value of this show, it's pretty good. I mean, you got to admit it's pretty good. Our reach, it's pretty good. If there's a couple things that I think that we know how to do, we know how to produce a show that's amazing, and we do that. And I'm going to toot our own horn. We do an amazing job with that. I think we do an amazing job with engaging our community. So it's from a technical perspective, Strick, you're A+, and I'm all over it, and you do great. From an engagement perspective, I think both of us do a great job with that. If somebody reaches out to us, we don't ignore. There are some people, and again, I'm going to dog them for a second. Guys, we fucked. Corinne, whatever the other girl's name is, what are their names? Corinne and something?
Corinne and, I don't remember. Actually.
Crystal. Corinne and, no.
It's
Crystal
not
is somebody else.
I don't remember.
Yeah, let me tell you something. I've reached out to them probably 5 times, and I know I'm going to eat these words because I usually do, and again, I've said this before. Would you just fucking get back to us? Let us know that you want to come on the show. Or if you don't want to come on the show, that's cool too, but we're going to dog you. And if you don't want to come on the show and you have some viable reasons why you don't want to come on the show, that's cool. Can you just tell me you're not interested in coming on the show? But don't fucking tell me you're going to get to the app and get to the Q&A and get on the show and schedule it and then fucking not do it. That kills me. So we're really good with our guests, too.
Is this about our value proposition, or is this about you wanting to bitch about the girls we fucked?
No, it's guys we fucked.
Yeah, right. I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, so we're really good. I think we're good at guest management. I think we're good at community engagement. I think we're good at production value. I truly think that the idea of us helping other people set up their podcasts and do that for them, the production and the content and guest management, scheduling, everything, soup to nuts, 400 episodes, we've got this down. We know how to do this.
Okay.
If you're somebody that's out there that's listening right now and think that podcasting possibly is in your world, in your future, you need to get in touch with us because this is something that we do balls to the wall. We live, eat, sleep, and breathe this. Listen, people, we've done this for $100 a month for the last 3 months and free before then. We do this because we love it, not because of the money. Am I being too heavy? Did I lean in too hard?
No, I think that the last 5 minutes has been an ad for Turnkey Podcast. I didn't realize that's where you were really ultimately going with this. Well,
it really wasn't an ad. It was more of I think that this is what we do, and I think that this is what we're good at. Why are we not promoting this more than just? Well, why is it that just this week we thought about, why don't we throw an ad up on our show that actually promotes what we do?
We just did, Doug. Is the question, why didn't we think about it until this week? I don't know, because we're fucking stupid, but I mean, we're doing it now.
All right, so now that we're doing it, maybe this is just my editorial and why we're doing this now. How about that? Is that acceptable?
That's fine. If you wanted to just approach it from there of like, I'm good with that, that's okay.
It sounds like you're surprised either that I'm saying this or you can't or you don't understand why
I was trying to figure out where you're going. It's like, what is our it sounds like ultimately this is where you were trying to get.
Yeah.
Okay, so why didn't you just go there in the first place? So it sounds like you're basically saying, hey, let's give business advice. Like, how do you find your value proposition? And what is our value proposition? By the way, hey, here's an ad for Turnkey Podcast. We should have just come out and said, hey, look, dude, guys, we fucking eat, drink, and sleep in Dubai and love this. And so we're really good at it. And if you've never thought about doing a podcast before, you really should think about it. And you should let us help you because we can help you soup to nuts and we're done.
Okay, that's fine. But originally when I came up with the topic because of what actually happened to me just last week with C-Suite.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean there wasn't an agenda. Strick, you know me well enough to know that I didn't have an agenda of saying how can I work a commercial for Turnkey Podcast into this.
Well, that's what it felt like, and I just don't want to be one of those shows like John Lee Dumas when his guests are on. It's like that every single question is just a funnel into whatever product the person has.
Why is that? I know,
and I don't want us to be that.
No. And if nice guy community, if I came across that way, I am really sorry. That's totally not what I meant. What I meant was, and I'll, ad nauseum, I've just said that, with C-Suite Radio Network, got into the conversation. This is what came up with helped me develop what the topic was.
Okay, and moving on. Here we go. Let's see what the next topic is going to be.
Holy crap. Can we just play the Girl from Ipanema music?
Doug, do you have a must-have toilet paper type?
Well, I don't know. I know that if I get into the bathroom and there's only one ply, I'm not a happy guy. I really do like 2-ply. What do you like? Do you not care? You don't care, do you?
I prefer two-ply, I suppose, but I don't have a specific brand or anything else than two plies are better than one.
Yeah, is that true though?
That two plies are better than one?
Two plies are better than one ply. Is that a quality statement or is that a personal statement?
It's twice as good, right? Because there's two of them.
Why don't you just make one roll twice as big?
And then you make it one louder, and then 10 is louder, and you just make it, I don't know. No, these go to 11.
No, but we only can go to 10. That's all why don't we just make 10 louder?
Okay, let's move on.
Oh, you really don't want to spend any time on that topic at all.
Well, it wasn't going anywhere. I mean, if we had someplace to go with it, I would stick with it, but
Okay, all right, fine.
Okay, my 20 years in Vegas picture.
What?
I have been going to Vegas since 1997.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Is this a Strickland Bonner topic?
Dude, I told you on Tuesday, there are 14 topics. 13 of them are yours and one is mine. I put one topic in. This is it.
Strickland, I'm sensing that next week you might be doing one of the interviews. Is that possible?
What are you talking about? You've lost me.
Well, listen, it seems like we're making a whole change to the show now that you're introducing topics.
I've always thrown a few topics in here and there.
I'm just giving you a hard time,
This is nothing new. Is this something new? Have I lost my mind? I thought I did this all the time. I mean, I don't
Jesus, Strickland, you never had, as Dan Quayle would say, a mind is a terrible thing to lose.
Yeah, but I've put topics in before. I just don't do it all the time. And I told you on Tuesday that I was putting one
I forgot.
topic in.
I'm ready, though. But when I heard it, I got shocked. I'm like looking at my list of the topics that I presented and wondering which one it's going to be, not seeing my 20-year picture of Vegas. And then I hear that as a topic. I was just a little shocked.
I see.
I was a little... Okay.
And you forgot that I mentioned on Tuesday that I threw one topic in.
That was fucking Tuesday. Today's already Thursday. How the hell do I remember that?
Come on, Doug. You know it was only 30 minutes ago. I mean, really, seriously. We're recording this all together back to back. You know that.
All right, whatever. There goes my theater of the mind.
So,
all right, go ahead. So what is it? So tell me this topic.
I have been going to Vegas since 1997. And when I was there in 97, the first time I went to Binions. And Binions had a display of $1 million, right? And it is a sheet of 100 $10,000 bills, right? Like they really actually created a $10,000 bill, and Binions had 100 of them. So it was $1 million. So you can get your picture taken in front of the $1 million, right? So I was there earlier this year in Vegas last time, or end of last year or something, right? And I went back to the display, and they now have basically a stack of cash, right? It's like bundled dollars, and it's in plexiglass, but they tell you that it's $1 million. And so that's their new display. I don't know what they did with the old one, but
oh my gosh, I'm looking at it online right now. It's ridiculous.
Oh, you found it? You see it on Facebook?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I'll have to put it up
on Facebook. I'm just looking at it on. I just Googled it.
$10,000. $1 million.
The $10,000 bill.
Yeah. Oh, the $10,000 bills. So if you go up to my Facebook feed, you can see it. I'll put it up on the Nice Guys Facebook as well. Whatever. But basically, I put the two pictures together 20 years ago and today next to each other. Because I realized, hey, it's 20 years and it's like the same picture. I mean, it's different, different display now, but it's me at Binions 20 years later after how many Vegas trips. And I just thought it was really cool. I posted it on my 590 by Midnight site, and I'm getting tons of people who, I don't know any of these people. There's just fellow podcast listeners to 590 by Midnight. And the one guy was like, dude, the guy on the left, which is the 20-year-old picture, the guy on the left looks like the dad of the guy on the right. That's not the same guy. And I'm like, fucking hey, thanks. And he was like, oh, I see. You've had a lot of work done, right? And I'm like, no, fucking hey. I'm getting a lot of comments like, you totally look better today than you did 20 years ago. And
well,
like,
you do. I think firstly, you lost weight.
I did. And that was a big one, man. I lost about 25 pounds, maybe 5 years ago, 6 years ago. And that's huge. It makes a big difference.
Oh, it makes a big difference in a guy that, that's, 10 or 20% of your body weight, isn't it? True.
Absolutely. And it's made me feel so much better, and I carry myself differently. I mean, I think it's a huge part of the difference, and the fact that I'm doing yoga and I stay flexible. I mean, it's all part of it.
Oh, there's a lot of positives. I look at pictures of myself from 20 years ago, and I think, God, I was such a freaking kid. I mean, not in like a positive way, not like I want to go back to that age. I mean, I probably have less gray hair back then. But look at all the smarts. Look at all the things that you've done in the last 20 years that have actually been to your advantage in life. Everything.
That was crazy. Crazy stuff. Yeah, we have gotten, I think, a lot more confident, in the last 10 years, both of us. And that shows, it carries in the way you carry yourself and the way you speak and the way you look. I really do think so.
Agreed. I can't tell who the president is on the $10,000 bill. Do they even make a $10,000 bill anymore? I don't think they do.
No, even at the time that picture was taken, they're not in circulation. I don't think they even made them.
Yeah,
and that's
1934 Federal Reserve note from New York. And looking at the serial number, although they have, I think it's like 8 or 9 digits on them, they only used the first 4 digits. So they probably didn't make a bunch of these.
Wow, that's crazy. That's pretty cool.
It's Chase. Yeah, is it
Chase
Alexander? Who's Chase?
Was
Which
president
was? Yeah, hold on a second.
Was he a president? I didn't know he had a president.
I don't know.
Chase.
Let's see. Chase, the president of the U.S. Is it Alec? No, that's Alexander. Who the hell was Chase?
I don't know that we had a president.
Salmon Chase. Was it?
Well, maybe he wasn't a president. I mean, Ben Franklin's on the $100 bill. He wasn't the president.
No, Chief Justice of the United States. I don't know that he was a president.
Okay.
Was he?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think I would remember President Chase.
No, he was Secretary of, let's see, Service of, it's Secretary, it doesn't say, wait a minute. Chase articulated slave power, let's see, Chief Justice Chase presided over the Senate.
This is the history portion of the Nice Guys on Business.
This is how much we know about. If anybody wanted to give me a test about American history, I would fucking fail. I am so horrible with that. I think Chase was the Secretary of the Treasury under Lincoln.
It's not like they ran out of presidents to put on money. Why wouldn't they? That doesn't make any sense at all.
I don't know, but the Secretary of the Treasury, that's the guy that's running where all the bills go, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, he was like, hey, we need somebody to put on a $10,000 bill. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to put me on it.
Sir, he was served as the Chief Justice of the United States from 1864 to 1873. So maybe he was pretty important.
Yeah, but not as important as like the other 20 or 30 presidents that are not on any bills.
Very true. Very true. After Chase's death in 1873, the Supreme Court established a tradition that newly deceased justice chairs in the front of the bench or the justice. Yeah, he is on the Chase depicted in the 1934 $10,000 gold certificate. He was on the gold certificate.
Okay.
He was on a $10,000 bill. Holy shit.
That's enough. We're not a history show. We got time for one more topic today.
Okay. McDonald's.
It landed on making fear for your homeboy, but you can do the audible for McDonald's.
I want to talk about the McDonald's because I'm excited.
Okay,
about
McDonald's. We'll make fear our homeboy next week.
Not even because I like McDonald's. I think that in the last year I've probably been only because of desperation and coming home so late at night from a gig or something like that I went into a McDonald's that is close to my house. And I noticed that recently, because I drive by it every day, that the McDonald's closed.
Okay.
I don't remember ever a McDonald's closing. And in actuality, the McDonald's wasn't closing. They were just redesigning the McDonald's.
Oh, God.
So I have one of these old McDonald's that's near me because I live in a fairly established community, like an older community, and it's not really a very affluent community. It's just a community. It's a normal community. It's kind of like everybody's community pretty much everywhere you go that does not live next door to all the rich people, or all of the poor people. So in the rich people's area, they have these McDonald's cafes. And so when I saw them tear down this McDonald's, or actually just demolish it almost completely except for the walls and they took the roof off. They started doing all this stuff. And I'm thinking that's kind of unusual. Then I saw the construction trucks start to move in, and they are now converting the McDonald's to one of those new cafes.
So I guess you're in the rich part of town now.
I guess so. So does that mean property values are going to go up? Then I realized why they're doing it. Across the street from the McDonald's, they started to build this development of all of these. I live very close to the end of the Metro line. The Metro line in DC is where Strick, but for those that don't know, Metro is like our subway in DC. And so I live at the end of the Metro line. And at the end of the Metro line is almost like the suburbs that are here. And in this particular area where I live, there was nothing but like industry, and now they've gotten rid of a lot of the industry, or those buildings. People have moved. I guess the companies have moved away. What's been replaced, instead of industry coming back in again, it's those new condos. Like they're building like this planned urban development.
Oh, sure, cool.
And so I think when they do that, it's like McDonald's almost senses ahead of time what's happening, and they started making all the changes to the McDonald's. So I'm thinking this, the rich people are moving in now.
Right. Makes sense.
So have you been into one of those new McDonald's? I don't know if I have.
No. How are they different?
I think that I don't know, but if you look up, it's more like almost like a Starbucks style.
Makes sense.
It's more of a sense of community. So if you've never been in one, then we're not going to have a lot to talk about, because I may have been in one and not realizing that I was going into the McDonald's. I just thought it was a new McDonald's. But they have different counters. They have so one of the things I noticed, they have like a double drive-through.
Okay.
So how does that work?
Checkers has those, and you basically, if you're on the other side, you have to reach through the driver or reach through the passenger side.
No, sorry. That's not how this one is. It has a double drive-through that leads to the same window. I don't get how they're going to do that. If it gets busy, how do they do that?
Yeah, that's weird. Like you're going to take orders faster than you can fill them? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how it works. It's very interesting though how they have the two drive-throughs right piled up right next to each other. So I don't actually know how they do that at all.
I don't know.
I wonder if they change any of the food. Do they actually make it good?
Oh God, no. They just make it pretty. They don't make it good. It's still fucking McDonald's. I mean, they make you think it tastes. I mean, does Starbucks coffee really taste better? I know a number of people who would argue that it does not taste as good unless you get into the foo-foo 400 calorie stuff. But people go there because it's pretty and comfortable and feels good.
All right, so let's carry this philosophy out. The menu items have not changed at McDonald's, as far as I know. Is from it's not like when they build this new restaurant, this new McDonald's style, that they're going to. It's still the same crappy 10 McNuggets in a pack, right?
Yep.
Okay, when you go to Costco, it's almost like, okay, well, I'm going to Costco. I don't have to have the atmosphere that Costco that a Wegmans provides, because I'm buying a bigger box, I'm buying more stuff, and I'm saving money. Mm-hmm. So they're not changing the pricing. They're not changing the food. They're just changing the look of the restaurant.
Right.
How does that actually do anything for McDonald's?
So before Starbucks existed, how did we get our coffee?
We would go to a diner.
Right. Or we go to 7-Eleven, or we go to Dunkin' Donuts, and we pay $1, or we pay $1.50, right? Mm-hmm. Starbucks comes in and they change the game. I mean, they totally changed the game. But really, what did they do? Yes, they offer these foo-foo, extra sugary, extra sweet flavored, right? But really, it's just coffee still. But a big part of what they offer is the experience of walking into the store and the free Wi-Fi and the friendly baristas. I mean, I want you to think about the last barista that you had a conversation with at Starbucks and compare them to the last person working at 7-Eleven.
It's very lucky if I can even get the person that's working at, let's say, the McDonald's to even be able to look up at me, let alone speak English to me.
Exactly. So they basically, Starbucks didn't change they changed the product a little, really, but they changed the experience. I mean, you could not take that McDonald's worker and drop them into Starbucks. It wouldn't work, right?
Yeah, but so they're not changing. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they fired all their employees and are hiring employees that have better eye contact, or maybe their training is going to be different. I don't know. I'd be very curious to find when they make the change. Do they make a change to the people that are inside, which means that they're going to make a change to the. Okay, hold on a second. This is really interesting. The market is changing in this area.
Okay.
So all of those buildings that are being built that are now these new condos, where they're going to have, I think if I read the sign correctly, it's something like 1,500 or 1,600 new homes are being built in this area. Well, because they're condos, it's not like they're big, acre, 2 acre, 5 acre. Yeah, but it's still
that's a lot of new.
Okay. So all of those people they're going to want their breakfast sandwiches. They're going to want their faster drive-through. They're going to want their great coffee. They're going to want their whatever it is that they want. Doesn't McDonald's have to change the menu? Have to change the way that their people are? Have to change? You've just told me that, like most McDonald's, that you're not going to get the same level of people that you're going to get when you walk into a Starbucks, right?
Yeah, typically, but it's all in whatever the market will bear. I mean, just because it's higher end people doesn't necessarily mean that they won't actually go into a, shitty McDonald's and get shitty service. But I'm sure McDonald's is thinking, hey, you know what? We can make some maybe relatively small changes that will get us more business in these neighborhoods, which totally makes sense.
So you're saying, though, it's going to be how we market the McDonald's. We actually don't have to change the product or the people that are inside the McDonald's. We just have to change the way we market it? I
don't know. I would hope that they're actually going to change the content and the make the food better and make the people better, but I don't know.
I don't think that they're going to.
Well, there's only one way to find out. I mean, I think it would be good if they did it. Every company has to evolve. You think about McDonald's, right? They've been around since the 50s, right? None of us have any experience of a world without fast food.
Right.
So we think of McDonald's as like, IBM or 3M, like this huge, long-standing company. But really, it's only been 50 years, 60 years, which really isn't that long when they created an industry. I mean, the industry didn't even exist before then. And you know what? Maybe it's time for them to change.
I'd like to see how they're going to change. I really would, because I think a couple things are going to happen. You're going to have all of these new customers that are probably going to at least take a gander at the McDonald's because it looks good and it looks slick. But what happens to all the people that go there that aren't expecting that? I think that you have a level of a portion of the population that is going to go into McDonald's and see that and say, this is just like that Starbucks place that I hate going to because I don't want to deal with these rich people.
Well, I gotta believe
that attitude.
Yeah, I think that they're probably going to do it very regionally. When you've got inner city when you've got inner city McDonald's where you have that kind of customer that doesn't care, I'm guessing they're not going to make those into, McCafe, whatever it is. But you got to play to the audience.
Is that what it's called, McCafe?
I have no idea. Is that what it is? I don't know. That's their new coffee drink. I don't even know. Huh. But it's got to be, they're playing to whoever is in the area. Yeah, they've got to change it for that.
Yeah. I'm curious as to what the new McDonald's is going to look like. So as it goes up, I'm wondering also if the rest of the shopping center is going to change too. Do they change the Giant? Do they change I can't imagine. There's a Subway in there also, not a Subway station, but a Subway sandwich place.
Yeah.
I think what's going to happen is a Starbucks is going to open up.
Probably.
Yep. And I think I don't know. I don't know what other stores are conducive to that level of segment of the population.
Yeah, that type of thing. No, I mean you got to play to your audience, whoever's there, and if the neighborhood is changing, then the stores in the neighborhood need to change.
Hey, Strick, I think we're probably over time at this point, aren't we?
Yeah, I think so too. I have no idea how deep we're in, but we're probably at least 30 minutes or more in. Yes, it's time.
So today is Thursday. Tomorrow, is it Aaron Levy? Tomorrow's on the show for Aaron Levy?
Yes.
Okay, so Aaron Levy's going to talk about millennials, whether you are a millennial, you work for a millennial, you have millennials that work for you, or you just kind of know a whole bunch of millennials. I think this is a really interesting episode. He brings out a lot of interesting facts that I just never thought about, how my communication, how much it affects the people that are in my life, and the millennial segment of the population they get dogged on all the time, unfortunately. So, good episode tomorrow with Aaron Levy. Check it out.
Okay. Steve O'Brien, take us out of here.
Click on the Patreon link in the show notes. And for as little as $2 a month, you can help support the podcast and get access to fun bonus content. That's like half a cup of Starbucks coffee once a month, a grande, double shot, maybe a little flavoring. Thanks for listening. I mean, seriously, you need to cut back on your caffeine anyway.
Hey, Doug, man, I heard Starbucks Unicorn Frappuccino tastes like sour birthday cake mixed with a creamsicle covered in pixie sticks and a healthy sprinkling of despair.
Oh, gosh, despair. Our show is so much better than despair and a lot cheaper, too. And it doesn't leave that ugly residue on your hands either. All they need to do, our listeners, our Funkin' fans, go to Nice Guys. Oh, where are we going? Patreon.com. Ah, shit. Okay, let's do that again.
Okay.
That was good.